We earn, buy something and save our money. Living beyond economy is impossible. What trends are dictated by the world markets and how do they affect consumers? Watch this in the program People and Economy. Comfort, economy, automation and safety. These are the 4 priority areas for innovative technology developers. Modern innovations are focused on the reduction of household tasks as well as on improvement of the environment. Because of that, the demand for gifted technicians on the market continues to grow. Yildan Abdurashim is a second-year student specialized in programming. Now he's engaged in the construction of one of his robots in order to take part in the competition in Malaysia with the creative team. The collection of the young engineer consists of about a dozen of intellectual developments, including first Kazakhstani robots and explorer tank and quadrocopter. The smart house system is one of the most recent developments of Yildan and his team. We were planning to construct a house which could be completely controlled by means of a smartphone, and should anything happen inside, you will be informed about it by means of a text message on your phone. Thus, if your door is opened, you will be told about that. Apart from that, you can automatically do other manipulations, such as turning on the gas. We presented it in summer 2014. An omnipotent house is not only a dream but a necessity due to the growing rates of electricity supply. Currently, the entire world is shifting to the power-saving mode. The main reason for that is the exhaustion of natural resources. Thus, developers from all over the world, including those from Kazakhstan, are introducing new energy-saving technologies, which have already reduced energy consumption twice as much in a number of the country's urban centers. There was a project called Smart Socket. You can plug into a regular socket along with some other appliance, and it starts monitoring energy consumption. You can see how much energy consumes your iron or bulb, and if you are dissatisfied with something, you can adjust it or switch it off. Nowadays, the issue of smart houses is more topical than ever. Whereas in 2000, 1 ton of coal cost $40, last year its price reached $170. Ecologists and scientists call people to abandon this type of fuel and concentrate their attention on renewable sources, such as solar heat and biogas. Biogas is generated from grass moved near houses. Then methane-producing compost is formed. By means of the automatic equipment, the gas is transferred into reservoirs for further storage. We can use it for heating our houses or preparing food. According to European experts, smart house systems reduce electricity consumption costs by 30%, water consumption costs by 40%, and heating costs twice as much. Inbuilt sensors regulate the electricity supply depending on the brightness of a room and cut off power in sockets when owners are not at home. And there is no more need for consumers to do additional movements. The only thing they should have at hand is a smartphone. It will enable a house owner to turn off the TV set in the children's room and fill the bath with water before returning home by means of the remote control. Psychologists explain the demand for such innovations in their own way. The less household problems I and my family face with, the more free time we have. Instead of solving these problems, we can dedicate our time to earning money and self-improvement. Smart houses do not save your time, but enable you to manage your time more efficiently. Along with saving of time and money, the purpose of smart houses is the preservation and maintenance of the environment. Annually, humankind emits 7 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And it should be noted that 30% of this volume belongs to residential buildings with a service life from 50 to 100 years. During this period of time, such constructions consume energy and leave carbon footprint. Carbon footprint is the amount of all carbon dioxide emitted by a building during its service life. On the average, an ordinary house emits more exhaust gases than the automobile. And even if your house is equipped with electric heating and no smoke is emitted through the chimney, some power station burns coal fuel needed for heating of your house. Eco-houses are currently in fashion. In fact, they do not emit carbon dioxide due to the usage of natural components, both in structure and heating. A properly selected location can help to avoid using air conditioners in summer and radiators in winter, as wind and sun create a proper indoor temperature and thick adobe walls can retain it during several days. Meanwhile, the widespread introduction of smart and environmentally friendly houses has a positive impact on consumers and country's economy as a whole. Such houses are also capable of producing their own energy, and if we have a surplus of electricity, we can sell it to other countries. The same thing is with gas. If we don't burn it for heating of private houses, we can sell it to other states. It will make the population much more independent. These resources can also be used for the development of other sectors. Smart houses mean not only comfort and economy but also safety. Indeed, nobody is immune to burglaries. Thus, only in Bulgaria about 200 robberies are being registered daily. In law-abiding Germany, the number of burglaries during last year reached 123,000. As a result, large number of local residents started to install integrated safety systems, which immediately inform the house owner and security services of any trespassing. The most popular security systems are GSM alarms. They consist of light, motion, heat, water and gas sensors. One such system can be operated by up to 5 mobile devices at a time. The price depends on the number of sensors and varies from $400 to $1,000. Denmark is the country with the world's most expensive electricity. Its price there makes up about $0.50 per kilowatt-hour. Germany is on the second place. Utility services in Europe cost from 150 to 230 euros. High tariffs of housing and communal services make house automation systems in Europe especially popular. They are repaid within 3 or 4 years and along with that demonstrate their usability from the first days of exploitation. In addition, the smart house system is now included into construction budget of the majority of European buildings. Prices for smart house systems vary from $3.5 to $60,000. The system installed in a flat affects its price, but not so much. 1/3 of all intellectual buildings around the world are located in Europe. The most eco-friendly smart house was built in Denmark. Its construction cost 5.5 million euros. It produces electric energy dependently owing to the solar batteries and even sells it to the local power station. The total number of intellectual buildings in Europe is about 3 million. Experts characterize this market as very promising and expect that their quantity will rise to 29 million by 2019. 1/5 of all intellectual houses are located in Asian countries. Skyscrapers, banks, residential buildings and even small shops are equipped with smart systems. Some countries create entire smart cities. For example, an intellectual urban center was opened in Japan. Hundreds of houses have already been erected and sold. Each cottage is equipped with solar panels and natural gas heating systems. In 2012, Japan turned into a sort of economy island in the spendthrift world. Within 1 year, residents of this country reduced energy consumption by almost 7%, owing to smart house systems. More than $1.5 billion was spent on projects of mass house automation. And in order to foster sales, the Japanese government announced its willingness to compensate costs of local residents. $700 million have already been allotted for these purposes. The US is one of the major players on the market of house security and automation. The popularity of video alarm systems is increasing from year to year, which positively affects the country's economy. Whereas in 2001 the sales of surveillance cameras made up about $700 million, in 2014 the profit already exceeded $700 million. Demand breeds supply. For the last 5 years, more than 200 developing companies were opened throughout the country, which employed thousands of people. Currently, the size of the intellectual security system market reached almost $60 billion. In the US, 70% of all energy produced is being consumed by office and residential buildings, and in 2005, the volume of power used by the US construction sector exceeded $300 billion. Such a wasteful expenditure was disliked by the government. As a result, the mass introduction of intellectual buildings began, which not only reduced energy consumption by half, but also facilitated the work of managing business centers and other infrastructure services. Houses constructed in deserts near New Mexico were the most successful. The climate there is very hot, and people spend a lot of money on air conditioning. Eco-houses completely solve this problem due to properly installed ventilation and rational use of soil. Several years ago, companies from all over the globe spent $73 billion on security needs. Currently, the entire sector is working in the area of security system. Engineers, programmers, installers, builders and market specialists are always in demand. Specialists expect that profits of this market will rise annually by 9%, and popularization of alarm systems and surveillance cameras will reduce the crime rate several times. Comfort and security are also created by separate components of the global smart system. US developers, for instance, suggest us to forget about keys and use mobile phones for opening and closing of doors. Korean engineers created a bulb with Bluetooth connection, while Israeli inventors produced a smart kit for evacuating of people from multi-story houses. An innovative exhibition of unique developments was opened in Frankfurt. About 2,000 companies annually present their masterpieces there. Awards for such inventions average between $10,000 and $50,000. A standard kit of a regular house control system consists of the control panel, 4 underfloor heating systems, 2 types of water leak protectors, light monitor systems, smart water meter, surveillance cameras and security sensors. The total price of the kit is $4,000. Purchasing a smart house system without hitting your pocket is possible. It is recommended buying cheaper models instead of well-known brands. By doing so, you can save up to 30%. There are also some banks which offer soft loans for buying of such systems. As for the price, of course, all these things which can save my time are not cheap. There is a simple example why many people do not go by buses and purchase cars. Traveling by bus is cheaper, but having your own vehicle is more comfortable, despite the fact that its maintenance is even more expensive than traveling by taxi. A control system with a full package of functions for curtains or a coffee machine can cost a pretty penny. Protecting your house does not necessarily require the installation of a completely automated system. An alarm system with several synchronically functioning sensors, which send signals to the house owner's phone, can be enough. This is a cheap option which can cost you about $1,000. Energy-saving LED bulbs with brightness auto-regulation function can reduce your expenses. Currently, light-emitting diode lamps are considered as the most economical way of illumination. Let's take a usual chandelier as an example. This lamp with traditional 40-watt glow bulbs will consume 360 watts per hour or 3 kilowatts per day. The same chandelier equipped with 3-watt LED bulbs consumes less than ½ kilowatt per day. The price of such a bulb is from $5 to $10. $100 million. This was the sum necessary for famous programmer Bill Gates to construct the world's most expensive smart house. Now he does not need to employ personnel for maintenance of his 4-story mansion because everything there is done by computers. 50 intellectual surveillance cameras maintain security, and alarm systems substitute guards. Plants are automatically watered owing to the water sensor. All the doors and lighting are controlled by means of a smartphone, and even the bar at the entrance gate does not need an operator, as it is actuated via antennas installed under the asphalt.